Hello students. In the previous videos in this series, we showed you how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide positive and negative numbers, and also how to raise negative numbers to powers. So in this last video, what we'll do, we'll start combining some of the operations. So we have questions that involve two or more operations. Now, most students learn in the US, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS. In Australia, it's BIDMAS or BOMDAS. My preferred way to think about order of operations, in fact, is BEMA. And I really do believe that this creates far fewer mistakes with the order of operations. So what does BEMA actually stand for? Well, B stands for brackets, so that's the same as PEMDAS and BODMAS. So if you have brackets in a series of operations, you always do what's inside the brackets first. The I stands for, if I can get this to work, there we go. I stands for indices, which includes powers, so 2 to the power of 3, roots like square root of 64, and so on. So after you've done brackets and removed all the brackets, then the next thing you do, if we have any powers or indices or exponents, you then go ahead and simplify those. The M stands for multiplication and division. Now the reason I put those on the same line is because they're equal. Trouble with BOMDAS is it sort of implies that multiplication is before division, and I've had thousands of students tell me that over the years. So M, multiplication, and division are both equal, and if you have both of those in the same expression, then you just do them from left to right, or in reading order. And similarly, the A stands for addition and subtraction from left to right. So once again, addition and subtraction are equal, so BOMDAS implies addition comes before subtraction, when in fact it doesn't necessarily. So if you have more than one addition and subtraction, just do them from left to right. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. First with just normal numbers, and then we'll try it with some negative numbers. So this is just a quick review of the order of operations. So looking at the first question, I have some brackets. So the first thing I do is the operation inside the brackets. I've got another set of brackets, so I do the operation inside those brackets, and then I do the multiply, and I get 21. Okay, have a go at the other two questions, please, in your exercise book, and restart the video once you've finished. Okay, in the second question, once again, I do the brackets first. So even though the numbers are the same, I've ordered them differently. So that's going to give me 32. Okay, now I've got both an addition and a subtraction. They're equal, so I just go left to right. So 3 plus 32 is 35. 35 minus 5 is 30. With the last question, again, I do the brackets first. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Then I have to do the multiplying. So it's 4 times 3 is 12. And finally, 3 plus 12 is 15. So BEMA says brackets, then indices, if you have any, which I don't have here, then multiplication and division, and finally addition and subtraction. Okay, so I'd like you to try these 6 questions. So what you have to combine here is your knowledge of integers and your knowledge of order of operations, and the 2 questions at the bottom in red. Well, red, and when I do these flip chart pages, the red means they're more challenging questions. A couple of challenging questions at the bottom. Okay, so stop the video, have a go, and come back and check your answers. Okay, this is the last page in the this particular series on integers, so let's see how we go with this. Okay, multiplication is before addition, so that becomes -2 plus Now, because the signs are different, that's going to be a negative, so that becomes negative 12. Negative 2 plus negative 12. Well, if I add two debts, I get a bigger debt. Final answer, negative 14. Okay, almost the same question, but I've got brackets in this case. So the first thing I have to do is add negative 2 plus 3. Well, I start at negative 2 on a number line. If I add 3, I go 3 to the right, which puts me at positive 1 times negative 4. And a positive times a negative is a negative. So that one's negative 4. We'll leave the red questions till the end. Here I have a subtraction, excuse me, and a division. 8 divided by negative 2, positive divided by a negative is a negative. By the way, that's not negative 8, that's subtract positive 8, so don't attach that to that. 8 divided negative 2 is negative 4. 6 subtract negative 4, well, subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive, and that gives me positive 10. Almost the same question, but this time I've got to do the brackets first. So 6 take away 8, well, on the number line, start at 6, go back 8, that puts you at negative 2. Divide negative 2. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, and finally, let's look at the two questions in red. So here we're squaring all of negative 3. So negative 3 by negative 3 is positive 9. Divided by, this time we're first going to, square the 3, which is 9. And then take the negative of that, which is negative 9, and 9 divided negative 9 is negative 1. And the last question, let's start by multiplying. So the question can simplify to negative 3 plus, the signs are different, so that's negative 10, subtract negative 5. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. That gives me negative 3 plus negative 10, which is negative 13. Adding two debts gives me a bigger debt, plus positive 5. And I start at 13 on a number line, move 5 to the right. That puts me at negative 8. Okay, well, that's the end of the series of videos on integer operations. So what you need to do now is shut down your computer, open up your textbook, and practice until you can do these things quickly and accurately. So good luck, and I hope this series of videos, or this particular set of videos, has helped you to understand how to do operations on integers.